Hi, this is Andsley Dennis from Alive 90.5, your sound, your community, servicing the Hills, Cumberland and Parramatta communities. We're joined by the lovely Victoria, who's looking absolutely smashing today from the Yellow Diamond Brain Cancer Foundation. Good morning, Victoria.
Good morning.
Awesome. Do you want to share a bit about what the organization is about and what inspired you to actually be part of it?
Sure. To cut the story short, because it's not a very short one, but we don't have much time, I guess. 2 years ago, I went through a serious life-threatening situation where there was a brain cancer found in my brain, a grade 4, which I had to then go, obviously, through an operation. They scooped it out. A couple months went by, and after they did the test, we found out it was cancer. In May of 2022, I had to start chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and all of that. Lose my hair. At the time, also lose a lot of maybe faith in life, I would say. Didn't really understand what would be my future would hold. I wasn't sure. I was performing on stage for quite a while, but I saw that there was a degradation of my energy coming to the finding out of this particular cancer in my brain, which I was not aware of at all, and apparently was growing in there for 10 years. So after that, I've donated a performance because I was desperate to get back on stage. About 5 months into my treatment, I went and did a performance to raise funds for kids with Kids with Cancer Foundation, and I met a gentleman who is the founder of the Yellow Diamond Brain Cancer Foundation, who asked me to join the board. And since then, I've been part of that.
Today I had my first side effects from radiation, nausea, tiredness, overall weakness, and just I miss my good days. I had to sleep to get some energy back up, but when I will get up, I would get dizzy straight away and I'll feel a little bit of numbness in my arms. I asked the doctor and he said that it's normal, and also that some of the side effects can be caused if you, when you get the radio waves into the brain, and they swell up the brain.
You've shared quite a bit about the experiences you've had and the trauma you've had through brain cancer. What were the challenges you've experienced and how did you overcome those challenges?
I would say at the time of finding out that you have cancer, that's a very confronting sort of news for your life at the time, where you were kind of at the peak, I would say, excuse me. Well, I felt like I was at the peak of my life with what I wanted to do. Yes, I did have a baby. She was 1 year old at the time. Being obviously a new mum, I had all these hopes for myself, for my future, for my daughter, and it felt like it's just about to be grabbed off you. But I'm here, you know. So
And you're still very young as well to experience all that trauma.
Yeah.
And the support you receive from your family and your friends, I mean, it's quite...
Absolutely. I mean, that is literally what pulled me out of like my misery at the time, and not feeling sorry for myself, and understanding there are other people that have it worse at the time. And because I am from Russia, and what was going on at the time was interesting because we had that war starting right at that time, and my family in Ukraine and in Russia was going through terrible, you know, not because of their own choices, but because of what the government chooses to do. So like, looking at that situation, I was saying to myself, well, at least I don't have, you know, bombs dropping on my house. There's always a perspective you can take in those situations. And for me, it was to find less of that victim sort of vibe, and more, well, I'm here. I'm still here for some reason. And somehow, if you look up my type of brain cancer, I'm in between 5 to 10% survival rate, but closer to 5. So with that knowledge, I feel like I'm obliged to stay back and do something about it, because I don't give it any other meaning but God saving me and giving me a reason to do all that I do now to help others.
With the Yellow Diamond Brain Cancer Foundation, what are some of the causes, or how are you supporting people with cancer in general? Is it about brain cancer? Would it be kids, adults, etc.?
Right. So I've been part of this organization for the last 2 years, since I have met the CEO, Vince Agostino, who founded it in, I think about 2004, because he also went through the same sort of thing. And yes, so after that I joined the board of the directors, and at the time when I joined, the organization was focused on adult brain cancer, but in the last few years we have changed our direction into helping fund research into children's brain cancer. So now all that is going towards research to help find better strategies to cure brain cancer in children. Because if you can cure it in the childhood, then hopefully, it doesn't arise in adulthood. That's the hope.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for all your prayers and your nice wishes. Everything is okay.
Victoria mentioned that you discovered after 10 years that you had brain cancer. Now, people don't always get checked, for brain cancer and get scans across their body. What is your recommendation for management, or, to get on the front foot of actually identifying cancer?
Well, the fact that right now somebody's listening and they are hesitant about whatever pain they might be experiencing in their body, or maybe you don't experience any pain like I didn't for, I would say, since they told me the estimation is 10 years. It's not for certain, but it's an estimation. It could have been 5 years, but in the last 5 years coming to me finding out about it, I started experiencing some really strange things, I would say, uncommon, that you would think you probably should be in an asylum. And I'll give you an example. One of them was thinking I'm teleporting. And another one was thinking that, not thinking, I physically was trying to turn my body left for no reason and just spin in circles. Just in one spot. Imagine standing and all you want to do is just turn around in circles to the left over and over. And how do I tell somebody in my life, this is what I want to do? They think I'm, so I kind of was like, okay, well, it wasn't happening all the time, but it would happen in certain moments of like anxious times, like if I'm anxious about something. So I would put that as a explanation for that experience. But I'm probably just anxious and a bit too sensitive. So this is an experience now. I'm a little bit crazy because I'm Russian, and also because I am a performer. So I was giving it all that. Like, yes, I had a child. It could be post-pregnancy things, all other meanings. But no, you know what? Why not? And get yourself to the doctor and explain this is what you're experiencing. No, my mind was telling me if I do, I'm gonna be told I'm crazy. My eyesight started getting blurry, I get sparkles in my eyes, and then, obviously the headaches, the screaming headaches. And that's where it got to a point of the growth has gone to an orange size in my brain. It's like quarter of my brain has been filled with a growth that can kill me, and I didn't know about that, right? But I'm saying, like,
and there was no visible signs or
no
swelling
visible
or
signs.
anything?
No, nothing. That's what I mean.
Wow.
It's just the same thing. It's inside and it pressures onto your brain. So, you don't know about that. And the thing is, with any other type of cancer, it's the same sort of thing. You have that growth, and until it gets to a certain size, it's not going to affect you as much, and that's why they call it the silent killer. And I am lucky it didn't silently kill me. I am lucky that somehow I survived those 5 years with it in my brain, functioned, and then said enough. Well, I didn't say it myself. My mom had to force me. And my husband at the time had to force me and say, go get yourself checked. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I will. And I told my doctor what's going on, and then I get the MRI. And then the scan shows you this massive thing, and you don't know what it is, and he doesn't know. And the drop of the jaw that my own GP had when we looked at that scan was insane. it was like, I didn't know what it meant because he didn't know what it meant. And, we're looking at this scan with this thing in my brain, and I'm like, all I thought was migraines. Oh, it's probably going to be just migraines, nothing serious. When you're in that MRI machine, you think positive, And then, yes, of course, when they tell you, the surgeon was like, no, we're going to get this operated ASAP because the growth is insanely big. It's not right. It doesn't look right. But he had hopes. He's like, it's probably not cancer. My own surgeon said that to me. And I remember being like, well, if my surgeon said that to me, it's probably not cancer. So from April until May, on my birthday, I find out, on my birthday in 2022, you have grade 4 cancer. It was beautiful. You know what? I would say it was probably the best birthday present ever because it gave me a wake-up call.
With the Yellow Diamond Brain Cancer Foundation, how can people get involved? How can they support this initiative? And where can they contact you?
Right. So we have a website, like most organizations, fundraising organizations. We have social media. We have lots of events that we hold through the year. We have a main one we usually hold called the annual gala, whatever event. And then we have a few during the year that people can get involved with as well to support. We are about to join Grassroots. So that's going to be a next step for people to be able to do, the Cities to Serve sort of things, to be able to also donate to our charity. So we have events like, sometimes I'm one of the leaders in events where I perform, and I invite people to join that performance. So I'll be holding one in November for my own singing students, actually. So I picked my top singing students to perform at an event in November, and they're going to be supporting the cause with their volunteering that day. All of us volunteer as well. None of us are paid. On the board of this foundation, we have about 14 volunteers, I think, something like that, maybe more. It's some are all the time there, some come and go, ambassadors and all that too. So we've got the permanent ones that are always there. I'm one of them, and then the ones that come in from time to time. So there's a lot of things people can do to donate. They can do direct transfer. They can be part of our events. There's another event coming in October. It's called the inaugural Ladies Spring Lunch, which is like 3-course lunch. We have some entertainment. We'll have some raffle. A way to also help to fund research into children's brain cancer.
Thank you so much, Victoria, and thank you for sharing your story. Keep doing the great work you're doing with the Yellow Diamond Brain Cancer Foundation, and keep changing the lives of everybody out there.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, this is goodbye from Andsley, from Alive 90.5, and we're going to hit it off because we've got something special to share.
Time to say goodbye. Paesi che onomai aveduto vissuto con te, adesso sì vivrò con te, partirò su navi per mari che io lo so, no esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.